Om Sai Ram. The story of Guha from Ramayana. Guha was the king of Sringaverapura, which is presently known as Singraur in the bank of Ganges. By profession, he and his subjects were boatmen and hunters. There are hundreds of stories in the mythology to describe true love and devotion. The love and friendship between Guha and Rama are very special. Guha in Sanskrit means the resident of the cave of heart. This meaning is derived from the Hindu philosophy that the ultimate truth or reality is ever present in the hearts of all living beings and is also the cause of the life force. Guha was the friend of Sri Rama and dear to him as his own life. He became friend of Rama due to his pure love and devotion towards him. There is an interesting story behind how he became a friend of Sri Rama. Rama had at that time crossed the limits of Ayodhya and reached the forest somehow, managing to divert the attention of the people who followed him when they were fast asleep in the night. He was received by the sages in the forest and had his food with them, that is, fruits, leaves, and vegetables. Guha had immense admiration for Rama and wanted to see him. He, flanked by his relatives and friends, went to the hermitage of the sages where Rama was staying. His first meeting with Rama was filled with pure devotion, love, and rustic innocence. As soon as he reached the hermitage, Guha asked his followers to stand outside the ashram. He unfastened the arrow case and bow he was carrying and kept them down outside the ashram. Similarly, he left his sword outside. He reached the doorsteps of the hermitage and stood there. Guha was so careful about these things. He left his relatives and weapons outside the hermitage before he even reached its doorsteps. But he was carrying something else, a token of his love, affection, and devotion, a special gift for his Lord. What he carried was very interesting. He was a hunter king and lived in the forest near the banks of the river Ganges. His routine food is honey from forest and fish from Ganges. He carried with him honey and best of the fishes available and well cooked too. He was so innocent that he was not aware that Sri Rama and all other sages around him will not eat fish. Guha stood outside the doorsteps of the hermitage and immediately Lakshmana came out to see him. "Who are you and where are you from?" Lakshmana asked him gently and lovingly. Lakshmana solicited for information, no matter he was a prince in exile and the person to whom he was speaking was a rustic. That's a splendid quality of the Ayodhya family. Even as a boy, when returning from his Gurukula, Rama along with Lakshmana used to walk his way back to the palace and did not use the chariot. Rama was so polite while conversing with the citizens, whoever he comes across, so lovingly and showing all care and attention. Therefore, there is no wonder that this trait could be seen in Lakshmana as well. Rama asked Guha to come inside the hut. Guha melted at the sight of Rama. He fell at Rama's feet, stood before him, his body bent and stooping, and his fingers covering his mouth in reverence. Rama offered him to sit next to him, but Guha did not sit. Boundless joy, love, and devotion were welling up in him. He told that he bought the fish for Rama to eat. Further, said that I have cooked it exceedingly well. "What would you do, my royal sir? Would you eat now?" In fact, Rama was surrounded by sages and hermits and was in a discussion with them. Rama turned to the sages and smiled. He looked at the hermits and smiled. Quite a pregnant smile it was. It was not the smile that hides an embarrassment. It was not an apologetic smile either. It conveys, "I know that this fellow has bought something that is obnoxious to all of you. But I look at the love behind this act. I am bound by love, and anything that comes to me with love is acceptable to me. No matter what is offered to me, I go by love, affection, and devotion. The offering of the devotee is saturated with love, and that's sufficient for me. Rama here plays both his human and superhuman roles. It was the prince in exile, and it was the Lord as well who was talking. Though you may not like it, I value it because it is my devotee who has brought it. Rama gleefully accepted what Guha brought out of his pure love and innocence. Now, let us go to the next part. Ram, Sita and Lakshmana wanted to cross the river Ganges. So he told Guha to return back with his people to his palace and asked him to come back next day morning with a boat. Guha was not aware of the fact that Rama was on exile then. He was shocked, however, to see him wearing the tree bark and could not understand the reason for his royal sire wearing a dress that was worn only by sages and hermits. Then he came to know whatever happened at Ayodhya from Lakshmana and realized that Rama is in exile. He felt so sad. He told Rama that he will not go back to his place. Stay with Rama and do whatever little services that he can do. Rama looked at Sita and Lakshmana and said Guha's love towards them is endless. His eyes lit up with compassion. Then he told Guha, "My friend is dearer than anything to me. Stay here as you please, along with us." This is one of a great example for how Lord listened to his devotee who is full of love towards him. That was a night on which Rama and Sita were for the first time having their nightly rest in jungle. Rama slept on a bed of straw while Lakshmana stood guard, remaining wakeful throughout the night. Guha stood by his side. His kith and kin stood like a herd of elephants close to him. His mind was boiling with anger and was full of sorrow too. Then next morning, Guha requested Rama to stay with them and his entire troop would take care of them, or at least he would be happy if Rama stayed for 1 day. But Rama told that he has to do certain tasks, meet some rishis and get their blessings. Then he said after few days he would come and stay with Guha. Here the important point is Rama is very specific, straight and very clear. He was very specific to the people of Ayodhya not to follow him when he left Ayodhya. He told very straight to his mother about his exile. He could say that to Sugriva and also Vibhishna when they requested him to come to their palaces. His refusal was very clear and firm to both. In fact, it was Lakshmana who presided over the coronation of both Sugriva and Vibhishna and consecrated them to the throne. But Rama could not be so firm and decisive to Guha and said he would come and stay with him after few days, meaning would come but not very certain. This is a very good example for God bowing to the human, displaying pure love and devotion. Now to the third part. Rama, Sita and Lakshmana were about to take the boat to cross the river Ganges. Guha says to Rama, "Oh Rama, I heard the story of the stone turning into a woman, Ahalya, when your foot touched it. Now that you are getting into my boat, I don't want my boat turning into a woman when you get into it. So let me clean your feet before getting into the boat." The actual intention behind saying these words is different. Guha wants to touch Sri Rama's feet and worship them heartfully. But he doubted if Sri Rama allows him to do that. Meanwhile, they reached Chitrakuta. Guha says that he would leave his body the very next second after 14 years if failed to have Sri Rama's darshan. Sri Rama grants his wish with a smile. He does not allow Guha to get down from the boat. In the evening, the mountain Chitrakuta is like an elephant which came to the riverbed for a water. As Guha stares, Rama and Lakshman moves into the dark forest of Chitrakuta. His eyes were piercing the dark of the forest to get a view of his beloved friend. Now and then they sparkled. Finally, they moved far enough that his eyes failed to get a view of them. He started moving towards his village with a sorrow-filled heart. Moral of the story. What we inferred from this story is that God bows to the pure love of devotees. Lord Rama was a king, but he lived like a fakir in the jungle. Our Baba is a fakir, but Maharaja in listening to his devotees. Let's take a lesson from Guha that we should also develop pure love and great devotion towards Baba. How Rama could not refuse to Guha's request, in the same way Baba will not refuse our prayers. Let's read the Satcharitra from our heart and be dear to Baba. Baba will accept us as such if show great love to him. Let's replicate the character of Guha and leave the rest to our Baba. We have received this great opportunity through this Parayan class to read Satcharitra for him and will not miss this opportunity. We can experience sea of changes in the coming days, which many devotees felt in the past and are experiencing it currently. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Sai Baba.